My dad is not special because of the way that he died. He's special because of the way that he lived his life, and that is how we want him to be remembered. But I do think that there are extra layers of helplessness and frustration that you experience when you lose someone to COVID-19, and that may be something that you just can't imagine unless you've lived it firsthand. I do think that we're starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel. I think we're seeing the vaccines and they're working, and it's starting to feel like maybe things will go back to normal again. I think as a community, we do have a lot to look forward to. I think wherever you stand on this topic, the social distancing and the restrictions and the masking and the pandemic in general, and whether or not this virus has touched your life as profoundly and as permanently as it has touched mine, I would just ask that you keep in mind that there are people in this community, maybe your coworkers, perhaps even your neighbors, who are also on this long road of grief and who don't have a normal to get back to per se. For us, I think this virus has been very real and very serious and very personal. My family and I are grateful to those in this community who have taken the pandemic seriously. We recognize that sometimes has meant sacrificing comfort and convenience in order to prioritize public health and to keep the people who are most vulnerable in our community safe. We're super grateful to the city leaders, some of whom are here today, who made the hard and right call to protect the citizens of Springfield. Most of all, we are very thankful to the medical staff in this community who continue to go above and beyond and who have suffered and who have grieved alongside us as we've experienced these losses.
She loved her family. She was a gregarious person who rarely met a stranger. She had recently retired from the Kitchen Inc. as their office manager. She had a huge heart for the homeless. You know, Joyce always talked about how grateful she was to have a roof over her head and food on her table because there were so many that didn't have it. Her favorite passage in the Bible was where Christ talked about, what you also do unto the least of these, you also do unto me. We're here today in solidarity with all of the families that have lost loved ones to COVID-19. We're here to ask you to keep wearing masks, to keep following the guidelines, and get vaccinated so your family doesn't suffer the loss that our family suffered. We ask you to respect each other and trust the guidelines from the health department and our governmental authorities on following the measures to keep each other safe. We ask you to treat everyone with respect.
As I sat and had my first shot of the vaccine a couple of weeks ago, I had to fight back the tears. I was just wishing so much that my mom had this chance too. It was bittersweet though, because on the same day, my grandpa in Brownsville received his shot. There was a small feeling of relief. I just ask that you love one another, care for one another. I hope that maybe I've reached just one person in sharing my story to see a different perspective in all that has happened in this last year.